Hey, it's mrXirish here with another Napoleon Total War Online battle gameplay. Today we're featuring a battle between myself, mrXirish, and Corporal Gibi. I will be commanding the forces of Denmark, and Corporal Gibi will be commanding the forces of France. We are on the map Homestead for the Napoleon Total War Online map pack, I guess you might say, Homestead. We'll go ahead and right away just take a look at my army. I have two kind of elite infantry units, kind of my reserves, my lifeguards of foot, a lot of line infantry. I think I have about 7 units of line infantry, 4 here, and 3 over here. And these 3 I'm now moving into this little corridor here behind this little town, and with them I am bringing a unit of artillery and some light dragoons. I also have 1 unit of lifeguards of horse and 3 units of sharpshooters, one of my favorite units in Total War for Denmark, and some light dragoons on my right as well. Go ahead and take a look at Caporal Gibi's army. Looks like he has some chasseurs that are coming up here, some light infantry, some more light infantry there on his right, my left. About 2 units of the Young Guard, 3 units of the Young Guard, and 2 battalions of grenadiers of the line. Some 12-pounder artillery, and about 4 battalions of the Polish Legion, along with 3 more squadrons of dragoons for his cavalry. Right now, it looks like he's bringing forth his light infantry, 180 men. I was just kind of bringing my light dragoons out there to see what he would do. But right now, I'm going to move my lifeguards over to the right of the 12-pounder artillery in order to protect their flank. And there is my general staff, by the way, General Joachim Melcher Holden Kastenschuld, probably mispronounced that. I'm going to go ahead and use these 2 battalions of sharpshooters in this little area. I'm going to put stakes down to prevent any cavalry charges. And I'm probably going to bring that another sharpshooter unit all the way over here. I'll have them run, and they'll be here in case, because go ahead and take a look at his army now. Looks like they're spreading out a little bit. He's bringing a lot of his cavalry over to the right side, the left side of the map. These villages, you can't actually go in them, but it is just some cover, I guess, for units, but no actual garrison buildings. His grenadiers are kind of coming on this little plateau. Still bringing up his Young Guard. I don't think in grape shot or canister shot range quite yet, but still I can lay down some artillery. The map game mode, by the way, is just 1v1. Only rules are no fixed artillery and no unicorns, but we have no problem with that there. Kind of spreading out my line infantry here. I think what I'm going to do is my artillery is going to start firing from right in this area. My line infantry is going to kind of be right here in this corridor, and I'm going to bring the sharpshooters right here to put some stakes down so that he can't just bring all those cavalry units he has kind of hiding back there and hit my line infantry in the rear. So I'll bring the sharpshooters over there in a bit. There you can see the stakes are down. Pretty visible from his point of view. Maybe not, I guess, so maybe he'll not see them and lose some cavalry. And since I do have the lifeguards, I'm going to go ahead and bring these 2 units of line infantry over to the left side of the map to join the other brigade of a couple battalions of line infantry. Just bring my light dragoons around to see how he will respond. Looks like he's bringing a lot of his Polish Legion, his entire brigade of Polish Legion troops into the town. There's his general staff in the distance. Do not believe this is Napoleon. It is not, so Napoleon is not on the battlefield. Looks like he's bringing his artillery up forward as well. Nothing going on. Mostly just movement so far, no actual fighting. My artillery is firing, but I do not believe I've really hit anything yet. You can see from this view, you can see some troops, but nothing quite yet. I usually prefer power over firepower over accuracy, because when you have that close distance grape shot, which I find is when artillery is most effective, I prefer to have a bigger firepower rather than accuracy. But if I do use accuracy, I always get 6-pounder horse artillery, because it's very convenient just to move around your artillery quickly to get precise and accurate artillery fire. I'm going to have my line infantry run now because I can see he's bringing around some cavalry. I don't know if he's going to charge my rear. There come my sharpshooters from the right side of the map. Looks like he is bringing up his light infantry units. 180 men coming forward, I should say. Go the sprinting sharpshooters. I'm going to go ahead and bring these 2 units of sharpshooters up and see if they can lay down some fire on his light infantry, just to maybe kill about 20 of his men and then run away. So we'll see how that works. But we'll keep my main center of the army intact or not moving. Left side of my left wing is continuing to move. Looks like his cavalry luckily did not decide to hit my rear, so I'll have in time to put these stakes up right here.
Infanterie.
But I decided since they were on a hill, I was not really able to. They would have had to come much closer than I would have liked. Obviously, since they're light infantry, his French troops would have been able to hit my skirmishers from a distance as well. They weren't just normal, line infantry fusiliers. So, I had them withdraw behind the stakes once again. And perfect, the stakes are up, so protecting my land infantry's rear. So that will help a great deal. Now the only way they'll be able to come is all the way around. And I already have 2 line infantry battalions here, and plus by the time they do that, hopefully I will notice them and be able to put my units into squares. And my life guards of the horse still in my rear, just not being hurt at all. Looks like he's probably going to set up his artillery right around here. Looks like he is, yes. He is going to start using his artillery, his 12-pounders, I believe. Yep, 12-pounder horse artillery. Nothing too much happens for the next couple of minutes, just some artillery fire exchange with no major losses, so we'll go ahead and fast forward until the next major engagement during the battle. And returning to the battle now, all that's really happened is I focused both my artillery units on his 12-pounders there in the center, and I did manage to, I didn't take out any of his men, but I did take out a cannon, so he's short 1 more cannon. And right now I'm bringing my sharpshooters forward, hoping I can lay down some covering fire on, not covering fire, but some fire on this Polish Legion, see how many men I can take out. You can see right there I took out about 33 men. And we'll go ahead and look over here while my sharpshooters are shooting. He is moving some of his units forward, the Young Guard, Grenadiers, and that looks like to bits, so go back to my sharpshooters, still laying down some fire. Takes some while to reload, but it's really bringing forth a good portion of his army over there. I'm starting to get my canister shot ready. Probably used it too early there because now he saw I was using it, but we'll deal with it. And he started to move his cavalry, and I didn't even want to lose my sharpshooters, so I'll have them fall behind this brigade of line infantry. And I was going to try to flank, see if I could flank around with my sharpshooters, but his chasseurs or light infantry are on the hill, and I don't want to risk losing too many sharpshooters or skirmishers. Still just focusing my fire on his artillery. Probably a waste of time, as I haven't taken out any of his men yet. But I wasn't able to get a very good angle on a lot of his normal troops anyway, so that's why I decided to focus on his artillery. So it looks like he will remember that now. I probably won't be able to sink my sharpshooters back there, as he has those dragoons and other cavalry units sitting on top of that hill. And I'm going to go ahead and bring my sharpshooters here to see if they can lay down some fire on the young guard. Looks like they might be able to. He's also bringing those light infantry units that were on this hill. He's bringing them forward as well, join the grenadiers and the young guard. I assume he's probably going to bring them on top of this little plateau, but we'll see what he does. Got about 14 men there against his light infantry. Still no action going on the left side of the map besides my 12-pounder artillery horse batteries, or foot artillery battery firing. Sorry. Looks like he's going to bring those men on top of the hilltop right there. And they are shooting, but they are almost too high to hit any of my men, so that is good. But he still got some, about 8 units from my skirmishers. There is his general staff way in the distance back there. Some movement with his light infantry on his left, my right. Might be able to get some canister shot on them, we'll see. Not close enough to be too effective, but still got some men. Now some volley fire between my sharpshooters and his chasseurs. His artillery is still firing. I don't want him just to constantly let him harass my elite infantry, so I'll have to bring them forward so they can exchange volley fire as well. And he did get into light infantry formation, smart to avoid any huge damages from my canister shot, so good decision on his part. But I'll still probably be able to take out a good portion of men with my grape shot. And I'm going to go ahead and try to take out maybe a unit of light infantry with my cavalry. Have to watch out though, he has some grenadiers here waiting. Don't want to have them do an infantry charge or anything. And that worked out pretty well. And looks like he is now advancing his young guard. So I'll go ahead and focus grape shot on his young guard, as that's probably the most elite of his troops on the battlefield. I'll move over my dragoons to the right side of the map to prepare for a flank if necessary. I want to pull back my elite infantry a little bit, so hopefully his troops come up a little more so I can get more effective grape shot. Swing around my 2 units of line infantry here, so now 2 or 3 lines of fire will fire on his young guard. You can see right there I took out almost half of his men with that line firing of grape shot. And now he's getting fire from my line infantry battalions. And now I can swing around the life guard as well to help against his light infantry.
Our general is under attack.
Looks like my life guards were able to take out 1 unit of French light infantry, and he wasn't looking. I was able to take out his artillery as well. So his artillery is gone. I'm going to swing around my sharpshooters now, and they will be able to flank via covering fire his grenadiers. You can see my light dragoons ready. You can see now I have 3 different lines of fire firing upon his troops, so very good positioning. Not good positioning, but lucky positioning on my part, I guess. You can see his young guard is about to retreat, probably the most powerful unit on the battlefield, so his top units are already retreating. His light infantry are retreating. 2 units of his light infantry. Now it looks like he's trying to charge with the young guard. against my elite infantry, so that will kind of cancel each other out. No risk there. And now I will go ahead and bring back my life guards and hit in the rear his grenadiers, or the chasseurs. We'll see until they get there. But they will continue to fire there. I just want to avoid having his grenadiers charge my sharpshooters. My light dragoons, luckily, were not even needed, so I still have good portions of my cavalry. Looks like I've lost only 5 units in my life guards, so looks like he's remaneuvering his grenadiers. He's not going to go back in this area, that's for sure. I'll go ahead and bring my lead troops up a little bit. My life guards on foot, and I flanked him with my life guards on horse. His grenadiers, they're already losing morale. I'll go ahead and bring the general over in case morale boost is needed. Still nothing going on the left side of the map. He's bringing around some dragoons, but if I think I was lucky enough, I was able to get I got an artillery kind of ability to fire faster or at a better rate. So I think not on that squadron, but on this squadron, I'll be able to fire some canister shots. We'll see what this looks like. Ooh, right there, you can see that really knocked out that entire squadron, so got lucky there as well. Swinging around these 2 units of line infantry to join the center right in front of those stakes. Because it looks like he is charging with his cavalry, but I cannot form squares, obviously, since those are just skirmishers.
Our men are running, sir.
I got some retreating units here, but looks like he might be coming toward me, and hopefully he doesn't see the stakes. Put these units into squares, and looks like he doesn't, so he'll lose that entire dragoon squadron. You can see that just wiped them out. Have my units into squares as well, so kind of a double whammy against his cavalry charge. It looks like in the distance, my life guards, I had them attack some, must have been some returning light infantry from battle or something. It looks like he's still trying to bring forth his cavalry, but they just keep hitting the stakes. He's bringing the grenadiers as well, so I'll go ahead and advance the life guard. Maybe they'll be able to swing around, and I know I've said swing around like 20 times in this battle, but it's working. Hopefully they will battle the chasseurs. I'll probably just have them do an infantry charge. Still nothing going on the left side of the map. His Polish Legion is stationary. Still trying to beat my stakes in squares with 1 unit of dragoons. They'll probably retreat in seconds. And there they go. So I'm bringing, flanking, or trying to flank with my elite troops, my life guards on foot. I'm just going to do an infantry charge on his light infantry, the French light infantry. I'm moving the artillery, my artillery on my right. You can see kind of a full-on charge going against his chasseurs because they'll eventually attack the grenadiers as well. But I'm going to bring my artillery right about here, hopefully, because then once, I'm surprised he hasn't moved the Polish troops yet, but I'll bring the artillery here so I can lay down some covering artillery fire when I bring my left wing forward to finally wipe out his troops, his remaining troops. Now I'll bring around to kind of sandwiching his remaining units here, the grenadiers. General staff still stationary in the rear. And they're retreating, his grenadiers, so all he has remaining is the general staff and the Polish Legion. My light dragoons took out a unit kind of French light infantry that were in the forest here that I think returned to battle after withdrawing. So they took them out as well. So I'll go ahead and bring around the artillery to this little hill here and bring around these several battalions of troops to eventually take out this Polish Legion. Only 15 men left in my life guards. I still have an entire squadron of dragoons there, so that's helpful as well, and that entire left wing of the army. It looks like he has resigned. So he did not want to fight with those remaining Polish troops, unfortunately. So he looks like we had the same amount of troops. He had about 100 more. He suffered 800 losses, while I suffered 370. Look at unit stats here, and looks like the unit with most kills was that 12-pound artillery, the one that was firing the canister shot against those approaching younger troops. So the 12-pounder foot artillery is the battle unit of the day. So that was my Napoleon Online battle versus Caporal Gibi as France, and I was mrXirish, who played as Denmark on the map Homestead Online. So thanks for watching. Remember to comment and subscribe for more newscasts and battle gameplays for Medieval and Napoleon and Rome in the future as well. So other than that, this is mrXirish. Thanks for watching. I'll have another video out soon.